Shop smart, shop S-smart.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Who Dis?
Echoes going on in the background, and not just.
It didn't
Aha,
sound
there's
too
the
good.
window. Oh my God. Okay, I figured it out. There was a window in the background because I was hearing, the show like 30 seconds behind. Okay, so now I'm all caught up. I've got the window closed. Welcome, everyone, to New Book Who Dis. This is a very special New Book Who Dis because we're actually talking about a book that I worked on with these two guys right here. We got William, writer of Mercenary Guild, and we got Frank, Frank Walk, colorist of Mercenary Guild. And here I am, me. You know me. I'm the artist on Mercenary Guild, so we're here to talk about that book. Campaign is live. Link is in the description of this video. So, yeah. What's going on, gentlemen? How are you today?
Hey, hanging in there.
Doing very well, very well. Glad to be here, and thank you for having me on this edition of Who Dis.
That's right. Well, I mean, it was bound to happen. I mean, I kind of know the guy that drew the book, so kind of figured it was appropriate.
Yeah,
Pointing the wrong way. Yes, I know. Yep. I've got the camera reversed, so it's throwing me off just a little bit.
Mine does too. And if my ugly mug scares people, like if you have
Skull
kids
gorgeous.
I can shut the camera.
You're never on camera.
That's right.
It's because I'm ugly as shit.
Feline says, "Hey, Frank and Morb, welcome."
What's
We got Billy
happening?
Basco in the chat. Ahoy, Billy.
Billy.
Good to see you, sir. Welcome. We got Omen Screaming Raven in the chat. Welcome. Hail. Thank you for being here.
Hey.
And Mr. Jason Bascom on
Jason Bascom, the great.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. But yeah. So what you guys been reading recently? Anything good? Anything caught your eye?
The
Anything story-wise?
The most recent thing, and I think you've just read it too, was Razor Fist Ghost of the Badlands.
Mm-hmm. I got that off of Amazon. I got the hardcover. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that was the most recent thing, I think, comics-wise. And then I think two that really stand out independently is Irene's Fiendish and then Ghost of the Badlands. And
yeah, Fiendish 1 and 2 are solid. It's good
really
fantasy storytelling.
I've been going through Space Ghost.
Space Ghost. Wait. Space Ghost.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Heck
done.
yeah.
Well played.
Thank you. I used to fucking love those cartoons, man. I remember when we got Satellite, and I would just lay on the couch watching old cartoons for hours on hours because of Cartoon Network. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Space Ghost goes back to like the 50s or the 60s, and there's comics and stuff you can buy on Amazon. In fact, Gary from No Drog was talking about that today.
This right here, Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I fucking loved that show back when Adult Swim was actually fun. George Lowe did the voice for Space Ghost during that one. I can't remember who did the original voice for Space Ghost, but yeah. Scream Raymond says, "Ugly, bah, you're a trio of sexy beasts. Out, go on." But yeah, Space Ghost has a huge history. What? How is that? The Dynamite series?
It is, yeah.
Okay,
It's pretty fantastic. It
awesome.
They're reimagining the origin of Space Ghost and in more of an adult way, which is cool. Taking him as a serious character as well, which is pretty sweet. I know there was a run back in the early 2000s. I think it was a 6-book run. I'm trying to remember who it was by, who published it, but that one was super dark and really fantastic as well. Hard to get a hold of now.
Is that the one that had the Alex Ross covers?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. I remember that run. I don't think I ever got a chance to read it, but I remember seeing the covers and being like, "Dang,
Yeah,
those are
the
awesome."
Only other run since then has been this
Wow.
demo. And so as soon as I seen it at my local store, I was like, "Oh shit! Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, I mean, I saw the covers. I had to clear up my my pulled box that week, but I saw the covers, and the covers are very eye catching. I don't know who's doing them, but they look pretty good.
Yeah, even the variants they have are pretty killer.
Awesome.
And I have read the Conan by Titan Comics. They put out there's 3 volumes of the trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
So I got those around the holidays, and they're excellent. You know, it's Conan, man.
Hey, what's up, Shelby? Shelby says,
Hey,
Frank, did you ever
Shelby.
grab the Space Ghost run by Joe Kelly and Ariel Olivetti? Good stuff. Trade is still affordable. I didn't even know that they did that. Joe Kelly's great. And I love Ariel Olivetti.
But adding it to my list right now.
Right? Can't go wrong with that pair. But what I was going to say is I just recently finished. This has been sticking in my mind. Adam Lawson and Wesley Snipes' book, Exiled. Wesley Snipes came up with the concept. Adam Lawson wrote it, and then they had Esquivo do the artwork. It's an oversized kind of magazine format, and they had Preston Acevedo doing covers for the single issues that came out. This book is great. Cyberpunk body horror, fucking gross, awesome alien shit. Yeah, it's great.
Huh?
So yeah,
I didn't even
this
know
one.
Wesley Snipes was into comics.
Oh yeah, dude, really? Didn't know the dude that played Blade was into comics?
Well, I
He
mean,
fucking loves this shit.
Dude, a lot of people play superheroes who really don't give
That's
a
fair.
ass
fair.
about it.
But I mean, we're talking about Wesley Snipes, man. Wesley Snipes is the shit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, here to play up the whole cyberpunk aspect. Here's a variant cover for issue 1 that's a Blade Runner homage.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is a really good book, really great book. And there's an example of Preston's stuff. Preston always knocks it out of the fucking park, man. I love his stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as like stuff from the comic shop, I just read what was it? The Rocket Fellers by Ghost Machine. Francis Manipold doing the artwork. That's a good book. I like the premise of it, and Manipold does fantastic work. His line work is just so chef's kiss. It's so good.
Who publishes it?
It's Ghost Machine. Ghost Machine is a fucking. They're doing good shit, man. They're actually putting some fun indie books out there. Good looking indie books. Let's see. What's up, Acid Drop? Random algorithm visit. Shout out. Well, hey, thanks, algorithm, and thanks for stopping by, Acid Drop. Appreciate you being here. Billy says, I worked on that book too. Yeah, you did. It's a beautiful book, man. You work on all kinds of cool shit, Billy. I'm jealous.
That's right.
Damn, when did that come out? That Exiled book, I just got that, I guess, at the end of last year. Well, I opened it at the end of last year. Let's put it that way. I got it probably the middle of last year. They did single issues through comic shops as well. The Exiled, Wesley Snipes, Adam Lawson, Esquivo on the artwork. It's a fun book. I think you can still get the single issues. Gifted Rebels Publishing. But yeah, man, definitely worth checking out. Good stuff. Good stuff. How often do you guys go to the comic shop anymore?
Man, oh God,
I don't.
Not often.
I don't.
Yeah.
I need to make a trip, mainly just to talk to them to see if they're interested in the retailers bundle off the website and carrying it.
Right.
But as far as new comics, outside of Conan, there really isn't any. I mean, I don't know. I just haven't really been into it. It's like going to a movie theater. I haven't been to a movie theater. Well, I went to Nosferatu,
Right.
which, but outside of that, I think Top Gun Maverick was the last movie I saw before that. So,
yeah, I think Deadpool Wolverine was the last time I went to a movie theater, and I went with Feline. We went for my birthday.
yeah.
Yeah. Billy says Savage Land Rogue is currently out in the comic shops, and that's been pretty good. Okay. Everybody loves Savage Land Rogue. That's why I got a print of her. Thank you, Feline, for dropping the link from Mercenary Guild. There's the Indiegogo page, and then there is the pre-order on Shadowmare's own website. So yeah.
How about you, Frank?
Awesome evening. Yeah, it was.
Do you go to comic shops often, or is that...
No, not too often, not anymore. I honestly just don't have the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do, it's probably only once every like 3 months, 4 months. But when I do, I hang out for quite a bit and start rummaging through shit. And
I was about to say, yeah. Is it a local shop, or do you have to drive a ways?
No, got a local shop here. Got a couple.
Okay.
Krypton Comics is like the shop around here.
We need the Tick expanded multiverse, says Acid Drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I used to live up in New England, and that's where what is it? New England Comics, is that what who publishes the Tick? Yeah, that's they're up in that area. So yeah, love Beat the Tick, man. What'd you think of the? Did you guys ever see the TV series they did on Amazon? It was more adult oriented.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
it was good. It wasn't quite as good as the Patrick Warburton TV show though, or the cartoon.
No, I saw the Warburton one, and I saw
the Warburton one.
Obviously, the first cartoon, which is what got me into it.
Yeah. I've got many of the free comic book Tick comics that they put out, and they're always so much fun to read. Always a treat.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're here to talk about a comic book that we all had a hand in making. Shout out for knowing your shit. Well, thank you. That's what we do around these pods. We like to talk comics. That's the way I always describe this show. It's just nerds in a comic shop hanging out, talking about comics. And just so happens that one of us is selling a comic book. And just so happens we're working in this space as well. But I feel like if you're going to actually do this effectively, you need to be a fan of this medium. You gotta be able to talk about it. So thank you. Feline dropping the link for Frank's link tree, so you can find all of his links. Yeah, very very busy all over the internet. This guy. I have a website that just kind of functions like my link tree. So that's although I am thinking about setting up a link tree, just because that's awful convenient.
It is.
Here you go. It's just there's everything. Just start there.
Instead of just listing it off in 45 minutes.
Yeah. Even on my business cards, it's just a QR code on the back to my link tree.
Right. Omen Screaming Raven says, maybe it's just me, but Patrick Warburton seems to have the true essence of the Tick to him, but both were pretty good. Yep.
Yeah.
Favorite Patrick Warburton role has got to be in Emperor's New Groove. Yeah, squeaking. So, can you step back that way? Gronk here. Fucking great shit, man. I love that movie. It's one of Feline and I's favorite flicks. Acid Drop says I'm more of a music nerd, but this is fire. Well, thank you. And yes, there is actually a link in the description of this video for my Sing-Along of Doom Living Dead list, which is a playlist of all of my old Sing-Along of Doom episodes. I will be doing more of those this year, where I take requests and then I do my best to metal vocalist butcher them on live on air.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But William, tell us where Mercenary Guild came from. Like where did Malchus come from? Where did Bane come from? What was the inspiration for this whole thing? While I bring up the campaign.
It came from role-playing games. Years and years of playing D&D and different characters, and then I kind of got away from it in the 90s, after college and stuff like that, and then I signed up for AOL, and they had text-based role-playing games.
Ah, yes. Back in ye old days of dial-up.
That's right. They had the Arena and Parthos, and so I just create a character. They had their own lore and their own land, their own rules, and all that stuff. And I just got into it, just something to do. And really learned about the finer points of writing, because in a game like that, you really have to develop your character, and you're not going to really get anybody's respect unless you do that. You know, if you just, you got to develop what they wear, how they move. You know, you
actually have to flesh out your character.
You have to paint the picture, because there are no pictures. You know,
right?
It's text in the dice roller, and so I got into that, and then we created our own game called Borderlands. It was originally called Crossroads, but there was it was called Borderlands, and there was AOL told us to not do it for some reason. I don't know if there was an IP
What's
issue.
up, Aaron?
So
good to see you,
we
man.
renamed it Crossroads, and so Malchus is actually a takeoff of his real name was Morb, or Morbius. I named him Spider-Man.
Okay, so he was. So that's where your name comes from. It was after Morbius, the living vampire.
Yeah, that's
gotcha. It's Morbin time.
No, not the movie. This is 2001, folks. I can even trace it. I think it was June 10th, 2001.
He knows exactly when he decided to take this mantle.
And so, but it was a character I put a lot of time into, and I wrote all kinds of different posts and stories and backgrounds and whatnot about him. Mm-hmm. And then I had a crew around me of other players, and you know, I don't want to use their characters, so I just made up my own with certain, you know, differences and things and whatnot, and just kind of came up with this group because we were like a gang, and we would, you know, you mess with one, you mess with all of us. And so it became kind of because there was a PvP element to the game, and so we always worked as a team and had each other's back, and we lived in a ruined fort on the map, and it was just really interesting. And then, you know, when MMOs came around, especially World of Warcraft, that was kind of nuked us. Nuked that whole genre. And while I liked MMOs, there's no role playing in them.
No, not the story driven role playing.
Right.
No,
you know, that's the text based is more of like the tabletop. You know, World of Warcraft is absolutely a video game. You know. Now, I from what I understand, I don't know a whole lot about World of Warcraft. I've never played it. I've never been an MMO person. Like, I want to play my video game offline by myself, first person or third person action adventure. Like, that's me. But I know that there are certain guilds out there now that do, like, they incorporate story in. So I don't know. It changes over time. But yeah, there's a certain charm to theater of the mind versus it's right there in your face, you know, and you're controlling pixels.
Yeah, and with these games, they usually ran Thursday.
He's playing Final Fantasy 14 as he listens.
But there's usually
and please listen to Wise Feline, like, share, and subscribe. Take care.
It's not instant access, so the games would run maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Mm-hmm. You know, so you couldn't just log on and level up a character. You had to log on, and if you got chosen for a turn, you know, there might be 25 people in the room. You might not get chosen, but to go on the adventure that takes 6, but you can still role play in the room and make connections in character that can help you down the long. And you did get experience points for role playing. So, and it was, you know, semi-social. I mean, you know, we had out of character moments and stuff where we could make jokes and pop off and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And it was fun to, even if you weren't on the adventure, you could still see what was going on in the peanut gallery and you know, make fun of them as they got killed or something, you know, whatever, right? And but it wasn't instant access. So
what up, Guapo? Welcome.
So you kind of had to work for it.
Big Daddy Ray. Hey, what's up, Ray? Yeah. So you did, even if you weren't going on the quest out there, you still got to, you know, inhabit the character. So it gave you an opportunity to get in the heads of these characters and to really, you know, embody them.
Yeah, because you're in the room, you've already given up your night. So just talk, meet other characters and talk about things and flesh them out. And people tend to appreciate that. And that's really what it was all about. And then MMOs came along. You really can't do that because everybody wants to, let's do this raid. Let's do this thing.
Well, different mechanics,
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, and there's also a like a speed factor, as things progress, more instantaneous. I'm listening to you tell about having to wait or something like that, and it's not instantaneous in the room, and I'm just like, it sounds like the slowest game of D&D ever. And some of the games that I've been in have been slow.
Oh yeah.
It is slow. I'm
was sure
slow,
it is.
But it was fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't have another role play.
Time was slower back then. We all had more of it.
I didn't have a role play outlet. I didn't have a group that I played with.
Right.
This pretty much was it. And so
there was no Roll20 back in the day, so.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it was either in person, and it's hard when you're in your 30s to get a group of people, to play D&D or anything else once a week, and it just gets harder later on down the road.
Yeah. keeping on a group playing the same game for consecutive weeks is not easy. Whether it be over the internet or on in person.
Yeah.
The last D&D group I had that actually lived in town here, it was hit or miss. I mean, maybe we'd get a month where we had consecutive weeks, but that was very rare.
Oh, for sure. And then when you finally do actually get some people together, you're like, hey guys, we're gonna go for 5-6 hours. We're gonna make it worth it. And then 2 hours in, everyone's like, oh, my ass hurts. Guys, I don't know.
My back's killing me. We gotta take a break. I gotta get up. Yeah. Yeah. But there's something magical about being able to sit around a table, roll some dice, and go on an adventure, especially if you've got a good DM. It's crucial to have a good DM.
And with our game, Borderlands or Crossroads, whatever the hell I help create it. So I actually help write some of the sections and create the map, all that stuff. So I had a hand in it. It was a small group. We were just a shave off of these other groups just for something different. And it kind of became this cult mentality. I don't know. We were just like, yeah, we're better than they are. It was like indie comics,
Right.
And so when it all ended, I had all these files and things, and I'm like, man, it's just I spent all this time on this shit,
Right.
And I should write something.
Never throw anything away.
Yeah. And so I decided, oh, the hell with it. I'm going to change things up so nobody can come after me legally, but I'm going to write something about this island because it took place on this island town or town on this island that was more or less unexplored, and there are reasons for that, and away from the mainland. It's an island of misfits, misfit characters.
Misfits and miscreants.
Misfits, outlaws, bandits, brigands, pirates. This is a place,
like I said, miscreants.
Yeah, it really is a colony. I guess, wasn't Hawaii once a leper colony? Wasn't it?
I know Australia was a penal colony.
A penal colony. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of
okay. All right, I got you.
And so it's kind of like that. And then there's reason for that. And then it was just basically D&D. There was a player versus player element where you would role play placing yourself on a map, and we'd all go at each other. Nobody knew who, and as soon as you found somebody from another guild, you went after them, and if they're by themselves and there's three of you, they were pretty much toast. And so there was a strategy to it, and it was just
fun. Screaming Raven says, this makes me think about the good old days of watching my mother's side of the family playing D&D since they grew up on it, and with it, And when my brother was alive and he was DM for me and my neighbors. That's awesome, man. And see, that's the best part about tabletop, is being able to have those memories, because you got the memories of the story and you can see the story happening, but you've also got, the hanging out and the being, with your friends around the table. It's good shit. It's good shit, man. I love it. What's up, awesome one?
I mean, I'm so grateful I got to grow up at the time that I did, in the neighborhood that I did, because there were a lot of kids my own age. We were into D&D, and D&D was popular. There was even a Saturday morning cartoon about it. And,
they did a little cameo homage to the characters from that cartoon in the most recent D&D movie.
Yeah.
It was that movie was pretty fucking funny. It reminded me of sitting around a table with a bunch of D&D nerds.
Yeah, it was better than I thought it was going to be, for sure.
Indeed.
And
watched that one with Feline. We both enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But we homebrewed a lot of stuff, and we would rip off things.
I mean, are you really playing D&D if you're not doing homebrew? Now, again, you need a DM that actually knows their shit, but yes. Yeah, homebrew is the way to go. House rules, always.
Our DM had all the premium cable stations, and they were the first ones in the neighborhood to have a VCR. So he had all these, and this guy was like a cinephile, so he knew they like film, folks.
Oh yeah.
Bibliophile
likes books, cinephile likes likes movies. Thank you. They like cinema.
We would rip off things like Salem's Lot and use it as a D&D adventure, like the
Auction
House and shit. Just
you get inspired, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we were in 7th, 8th grade, and this guy had the Conan the Barbarian soundtrack on vinyl. I bet that's worth something nowadays. And
it still works, yeah.
Yeah, we would play. When the battle came up, we would put the needle on that.
Hey man, you got to build that epic atmosphere. Absolutely.
100%.
Awesome one says, memories of D&D, played for a week, got sick for 3 weeks, never played again.
Oh no,
that's sad. Well, hopefully you can get another chance, man. It's a good time when you can find a good group to play with.
Yeah.
Immortal Rising says, I'm lucky enough to get a near weekly game for 5+ hours. Holy shit, dude.
Wow.
D&D movie was a fresh breath. Looking forward to the Forgotten Realms show in the works. Yeah, if it's like that, it'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun,
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and take a look at the campaign. But first, let's watch the trailer.
In a small war-ravaged town on a remote island, an evil once thought banished still lurks deep within the land and is reawakening. In this slowly healing community torn between two factions, an outcast band of adventurers strive to rebuild their lives and make this island their new home. As darkness encroaches upon the weary citizens, only the Mercenary Guild stands in its way. Join the guild at themercenaryguild.com to receive an exclusive Elven Sorceress trading card.
All right.
Yep.
Here we are. The campaign is live, and we've got a bookmark in the works that will be going out to all of you physical book backers. And so it's a panel from the comic book. You can see the first, what did we put down there? The first 8 pages?
Yeah.
I believe that's what it is.
Yep.
And then I'm working on, getting guitar picks designed. Diodario guitar picks with the logo.
Awesome.
1 millimeter.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we all love music around here, and I mean, guitar picks are a nice extra add-on. Even for those that don't play guitar, it's a nice little add-on.
Maybe you'll be inspired to start.
Right?
You gotta start somewhere.
Pick up the guitar.
Sometime.
You'll have a pick. So this is the cover. This is the cover for issue 1, and this will be the main cover for all the books and all the campaigns, because we're not just doing this on Indiegogo. We're also doing this on Kickstarter and Fund My Comic.
Yeah, Fund My Comic.
Yeah. So there's the cover. My line work, Frank's kick-ass colors made that cover pop. Seriously, dude, whenever I show somebody this cover, everybody's like, "Damn, that green's awesome." They love the green. The green really stands out, man. And I like the metallic shine you got on the sword there.
Had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the way this cover turned out. So yeah, man. And then this is apparently going to be the exclusive cover for Indiegogo. You'll be able to grab this if you don't want the main cover, and there will be other covers available on the other campaigns too. Feline just dropping the links in here. You got the Indiegogo, which is what we're looking at right now. That you guys can go over there and back. Grab yourself a copy of the book. Only $8. Only $8 for the main cover. 24 pages of dark fantasy goodness. What were you saying?
We did a homage to the 1982 Conan movie poster, so that's going to be another cover.
That's right. That thing is sweet.
It came out really nice.
It's going to be the exclusive cover for Fund My Comic, from what I understand. Yeah.
Yep. And of course,
well, of course, I don't want the regular cover. I want some both. Well, that is an option, sir. I do believe that is an option. We have Virgin variants that's just the image with none of the trade dress on it, and then you can get both covers, cover A and the exclusive cover for $15. So yeah, you can in fact do that, sir.
And when everything's out, you can also go to shattermare.com and probably get everything,
Yeah, you can get the books there, but you won't get the extras.
It's all about those perks, baby.
Yeah, that's right. It's why we crowdfund. You get that special edition. So yeah, we want people to hit up the Indiegogo, right? I mean, you can get all kinds of Hardly Hero stuff from Shattermare as well. Got a lot of cool comics coming out over there. So shattermare.com, you want to check that out. But yes. And Feline does have the link for the pre-order there for shattermarecomics.com. But yeah, looking at the Indiegogo, where did it go? Where'd you go?
And just to give some more background, since it's an interview, so how I ended up with Brian is probably a good story. So I was a fan of a streamer that we both watch, and he had an ad up there for Hardly Heroes. And I could see by the trade dress, it looked kind of, medieval. So I clicked on it, and it was a fantasy comic.
Yep.
And I was supporting a lot of indie comics, and he had an exclusive Indiegogo cover. So I bought that, and I got it pretty quickly, actually, compared. I mean, I still haven't received comics I backed in 2018. I still get emails for them. 4 pages left.
Sure.
But anyways, so got the comic, liked it. And then when I wrote Mercenary Guild, I wrote as a novel. It was novel, or basically it was a novelette.
Yeah.
I was kind of doing what Razor Fist did with his, The Last Moonlight, or what he did novelette before Ghost of the Basilisk.
Yeah, he did a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was going to do that and look into publishing. And I just sent Brian an email. Just, I don't know, out of the blue. And within a week, he calls and kind of talked me into doing a graphic novel, because I figured this might be the only thing I do. I don't know, right? I mean, I don't know if I have it, but he liked what he read, and he goes, I said, well, I'm going to go for broke, man. I'm going to do literally broke, go for the graphic novel and just put out the best damn comic I can, and go from there. And so that's how this became that. That's how we got involved. And then he found you, and then we found Frank through his portfolio, which is on his link tree. And then we got you got us access to Eric Weathers, who did the letters. Yeah,
I messaged Eric Weathers and was like, hey man. Well, actually, you know what? I had him on the show for to talk about Battle Brick Road 2. And then I asked him after the show, you know, I mean, if you want good letters, you know, that's who you hire. You hire Eric Weathers. You know, he's hell of an artist himself as well. I mean, Battle Brick Road 2 is coming out, and it's at the printers right now, and that book looks so damn good. So yeah, we were very lucky to get Eric to do the letters on this book, considering how busy he is.
It all came together.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It all came together organically. There weren't a bunch of interviews and no, not this, not this.
Right.
No, it just kind of fell into place and organically, and I really liked the way it came out, and I love the work that you guys did and the effort that you put in.
Thank you, man. I had a lot of fun with this story. This page that we're looking at right here in particular, this top part, I had so much fun with his facial expressions and, you know, just doing this entire page. I had a fucking blast working with Malchus, because, you know, I've drawn a lot of people over my time, but I've never really had to draw like a beast man, like a wolf, you know, an anthropomorphic wolf, and preserving the animal features, but also adding that little touch of humanity in there to give him expression so he can, you know, emote more. It was fun. It was a fun challenge.
Yeah.
His face right here in this panel is probably my favorite thing that I've drawn in a long time. I mean, I really just love the way that face turned out.
I do too.
Yeah.
And to give
I'm
some
proud of the whole
background on the characters, so there's, in the first book, there's three main characters. There's Malchus, Bane, and Zeth, and then another one will be coming along in the next book, and that's Nicole with the card. And Bane
so this is your guys right here. This is Bane, Zeth, and Malchus.
Yeah. Malchus is a walking wolf. Used to be a shape changer. There's a story in the book, not going to spoil it, but he's a rogue, more or less, from D&D type standards, fighter rogue type thing. Bane is a veteran, of a war veteran, used to serve the king in the mainland. Now he's here. There's going to be more background on him down the road. And then Zeth is a wizard, half elf, and he does have necromancy power, but he also is an invoker, evoker. I mean, those are his main schools. And in this story, you really don't mess with demonology or necromancy because it supposedly taints you, and you eventually become the thing that you think you're controlling.
Stare into the abyss long enough, the abyss stares into you.
Right. If you control death magic, you will become undead. If you control demonology or something like, you know, you become
possessed.
Yeah. So
gotcha.
But nonetheless, he's dabbled on that because he himself is an outcast just by being a half elf, and he was, you know, he was never accepted anywhere except by Bane. Bane doesn't give a, you know, Bane will accept anybody who, you know, fights alongside of him and he gets along with, and he doesn't care what you are. You know?
Right. Got a sword, want to stab shit? Let's go.
Yep. Let's make some money. Let's make some money.
Well, I mean, they are called the Mercenary Guild, after all. You know, they're not called the Heroes Guild. So yeah, this is that's your three main characters, and I did pop in some pictures here that I can bring up. So where did they go? I know I put them in here. Aha, there they are. All right, so the character that we were showing in the trailer, this is Nicole, the Elven Sorceress, and if you signed up for the mailing list, I think you can still jump on that mailing list if you haven't. But if you sign up for the mailing list and you back with that same email, then you get this exclusive Elven Sorceress trading card. And I do believe at some point the artwork for these is going to be for sale on the campaign. Is that?
I think
because
so.
I still have them. I literally have them right here.
It's something we got to talk to Brian about, but I think so.
See, she's right here.
I got Malchus, and that.
Yes.
I have.
Yep.
That.
Yep. I sent you that one wrapped in a basically a bag and board.
Yeah.
I sent you that one. But yeah, so that's Nicole. There's Malchus. This is the artwork for the trading card the trading cards that will be available. Thank you.
Love that, man. That is so freaking hot.
Thank you. He's a wolf and he's also a rogue, so he's skulking around, and it had to put the moon in there just because wolf.
Yeah, if you don't see it in that picture, then you don't know role playing games, I guess. I don't know.
And then Bane, just his warrior's pose, ready to throw down, and then Zeth doing his death magic thing.
Man,
my audience knows this. I love drawing skulls.
And that really popped. I never even thought of that effect from the magic. And when you first drew that, it was like, wow, holy shit, man. This guy knows what he's doing, man. He's doing things I never thought of.
I like this stuff. I like storytelling. I like visual storytelling. It's my jam, as it were. Speaking of jams, this is a jam up of all three of those characters in one piece, and this is going to be the Kickstarter cover, I believe.
I think so.
I think that's what Brian said. So yeah, that is.
It's also
that is the
a
other
raffle, isn't it?
That's what we were doing. Yes, we were going to be doing a raffle for this cover. So yeah, make sure you're signed up on the mailing list for that as well. But yeah, so these are the trading cards that you'll be able to get with the campaign, and they're going to be coming with the book when you back the book, along with that bookmark. And then this is the exclusive card of Nicole, and she'll be showing up in the story later on. So retailer bundle, 10 copies of the book for $48. Hell, that's a hell of a deal, actually.
That not bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering the regular issues are $8.
$8.
Getting 10 of them for 48. Let's see.
I mean, they normally take 30% off the top, if they.
Yeah. Usually, so I mean that there's a chance. I mean, and people like number ones. People in comic shops like number ones. You see number one on the wall, and you're more likely to check it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there are people that'll just buy anything number one, and I went through that phase in the 80s.
Right.
And guess what? The one number one I didn't pick up. I Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
I know. I hate myself every day when I wake up for that. It's like I could have had a TMNT number one. I didn't think it would be anything.
I have a fifth printing of TMNT number one. And I got years and years later when I was working at the comic shop up in New Hampshire.
The second printing's worth hundreds. I mean, maybe even. Mm-hmm. Maybe even into
sometimes the second printing is worth more because they don't print nearly as much as the first printing. It all depends. Yeah. I really love the warmth that you got on these first few pages. Like you can tell it's at night, but shit's on fire. So hats off to you, Frank. I knew we were in for a good book when I saw these first few pages come back. I really fucking love this too. The inverted that we did here. Yeah.
It just gives it more of that sense of etherealness or magic.
Yes. Something out of the ordinary for this world. Yeah. But it looks like death screaming forward.
And that is the artwork on the bookmark. So that's actually from the book.
Yep. Ripped straight from the pages of Mercenary Guild, going live to you on your bookmark. Granted, you probably won't need the bookmark for the first issue, but once the trade comes out and you want to pick up the trade paperback, you can use that bookmark. But I mean, you can use the bookmark elsewhere too, obviously.
Oh yeah, I use my the Chinu bookmark for all my graphic novels.
Graham Nolan's great, man. Talk about a consummate professional.
God, that guy's doing it. He's doing it so well and so right.
I mean, it's he's been doing this for a long time, man. He knows what's up. And on top of all that, he is a huge fan of the medium. You know, he grew up reading comics. He's got a deep-seated love for comics, just like Aaron Lepresti, just like Art T. Bear. You know, those guys love comics.
Yeah.
My homeboy Fraga loves comics.
Yeah, Fraga's such a nice guy.
Yeah, Fraga's great, man. He's family. But yeah, man, having a deep love for comics, I think, is crucial to make good comics.
Yeah,
you know, understanding them. You know, there's
even just storytelling. You know, I said earlier I don't go to comic shops that much anymore.
Right.
It isn't because I don't love comics. I don't really love current comics. You know what I mean. I still read my back issues on rainy days, and
right.
You know. I have a love for, and I love, you mentioned Lepresti, Wraith of God. We got to throw that out there. What a freaking gem that is.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I actually, I've missed those campaigns. I'm gonna have to jump on a serious catch-up tier when I get a chance to. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Wraith of God.
Yeah.
So,
really good.
Yeah. Anything you back recently, Frank? Anything you've picked up recently that's come in?
No, just Space Ghost. That's the only thing I've been keeping up on. Otherwise, I've just been working on my projects and working on all this awesome Mercenary Guild stuff.
Heck yeah, dude. You just had your Mason's Marvelous Mind coloring book campaign.
Yeah, that ended mid-November, so that was sweet.
Yep, got that fulfilled before Christmas.
That's right.
Heck yeah.
I mean, that's a brilliant idea as a coloring book. You know, if you want to get somebody inspired to color, there you go. You know.
Yep, fun images. I mean, and kids like to color. But the Mercenary Guild is definitely not for the kids. Obviously.
No.
Yeah, especially this first opening scene here. You know, goblins are assholes. You know, they'll tear up your clothes and they'll steal your kids.
Well, and the thing is, when I thought of goblins, I kind of laughed at it, and I'm like, "How are we going to make them scary?" And then I watched that anime.
Oh yeah, Goblin Slayer. Yeah, that was. I was told to watch the first episode of Goblin Slayer, and that was the inspiration for the opening scene here.
Yeah,
fantastic.
I watched it too, and I'm like, okay, this is what I was going. Because think about it, you're playing D&D, and there's 4 goblins. Like, come here, little goblin. You know, here we go. It's worth experience points. Kill it.
Right.
Omen Screaming Raven says, okay, these panels right here you have up, they make me think and feel how it was to discover Drew Hayes. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That is huge praise. I mean, you know, I love Drew Hayes from Poison Elves. Yeah. So thank you, man. That is huge.
Wow.
That is.
Yeah, that's
thank you, man. Thank you.
Pretty great.
I appreciate
comment,
it,
man. I mean,
that is a huge compliment, dude.
We can definitely use that to market the book.
Right. What's up, Paul Deere? Good to see you, man.
Hey,
thanks for coming to hang out.
Love that guy. I tell you, Hal Deere, I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter of him drawing, and he started a little bit ago, and it's really good. Like, this guy picked it up quick.
Yep. He's doing good. He keeps doing it too. That's the thing. You gotta keep working at it, man. Right. So yeah, hell yeah, man.
Put those hours, man. Got to put those hours.
That's what it takes. But yeah, this opening scene, man, I had a lot of fun. This goblin, I don't know if you can see my pointer. This goblin right up here, that's got the child by the ankle. That he's probably my favorite. I can't zoom in on the page. It's probably a good thing. It's a 2-page spread. Yeah. Pages 2 and 3. But yeah, this guy up here is my favorite. And there's goblins hidden around. So be on the lookout when you're looking at that 2-page spread. But yeah, we got this. This is a fun book. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. 24 pages. All the artwork is done. It is the artwork is complete. We are just getting it lettered now. Yeah.
I think the letters are done.
Well, then there we go. So the book is done. So all we're waiting on is to do the campaign, and then have it printed. Now, did we ever get confirmation, yay or nay, whether or not we're going to be doing sketch covers for the book?
I think we agreed on that we would.
I think we should.
Yeah, I
think
we
sketch covers would be great.
Great idea. Yeah.
I mean, I love doing sketch covers. I do them all the time. And
So
they're
kind of a
fantastic
theme.
for taking to I am very much in favor of the sketch covers. I would like a box of them that I can take to conventions and do various artwork on. They're perfect for that. But right.
And you get commissions for that, and you get
Well, exactly. That I felt like that was implied by saying I was taking them to conventions. Just saying, yes. But I mean, they doesn't necessarily have to be me that does artwork on them. The cool thing about sketch covers is you can buy them and you can take them to any artist, and they will do a piece of artwork.
Yeah.
Yep, they'll do a piece of artwork on there for you. But yeah, man, had a lot of fun working on this book. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. Yeah.
where we.
So
at
we've
now,
got to go ahead.
money-wise? Where we at now, money wise?
Oh, let me go ahead and I'll reload the page. And don't be scared when you go to the page and you see that the video is age restricted. Brian just needs to fix that on his end. But
it'll link you to YouTube. And
yes, but if you're not signed into your YouTube account, you still can't watch it.
Right.
That's why it looks like this right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to. All he has to do is fix the age restriction on the video on his YouTube channel. But 11 backers, $287, 57% of our flexible goal.
Cruising right along.
Okay, and
Yes.
when we went live, probably a week and a half ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Something like that. Maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
2
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, because he launched it right before one of the days I was hosting Topicless, and then a couple weeks went by and I was hosting Topicless again. So yeah, this past week. So yeah, it's been a couple of weeks.
Okay.
We got 40 days left on the campaign, and and be getting the bookmark. I think Brian said something about making it a metal bookmark.
Metal bookmarks. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
We're going to be doing metal covers. That green is really going to pop on the on a metal cover. I know that Shadowhawk already backed this one. So yeah, and then we got the Ultimate Mercenary Guild Experience digital version, a T-shirt, trade cover bundle, artist and writer signatures, Mercenary Guild poster, collectible character cards, and a Virgin cover bundle. Wow. So that's a lot of stuff for $80. That's a lot of stuff, especially a T-shirt. Might need me a T-shirt. Just saying.
I hope I get a T-shirt.
Right? We're gonna have to bombard Brian and be like, "Yo, T-shirt! Like all three of us need T-shirts. What the fuck, yo?"
No, I want a beanie hat too.
Right? Yeah. I think that logo would actually look good on a beanie embroidered.
Oh,
yeah. I'm actually really proud of the way that logo turned out. You sent me the drawing, and I managed to find a font that was kind of similar, and then we turned it into molten iron.
Yep.
And then put some swords on there, and extended the M and the Y down. So yeah, using that design that design decree that I got eons ago.
So that I drew the logo. That was my artwork, I guess, and then Luke just made it into something that people wouldn't laugh at. But he got.
I mean, I can show the original. You want me to show the original?
No.
No, he says. All right. I mean, it's not bad.
I mean, you can sign it and put it up as an exclusive.
Go ahead.
Right? Let's see.
Oh God, I think I had a crayon.
Sure. Logo draft. Is this it? Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. We'll stop this screen for the moment, and I will bring up. Yeah. See, this is kind of the process that it went through. So here's his original idea, and then we were briefly considering this this font here, and then this was the final one we went with. So yeah, so see, not bad at all, man.
Yeah.
Nothing to be embarrassed by.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just cleaned it up, added some swords, and then like I said, we made it molten iron.
Yeah, that's kind of how storyboarding starts off. You just quickly throwing down ideas. And then you just develop and develop until you get there.
Indeed.
Sweet.
And the molten iron really is like a takeoff of the Iron Age, but I don't know if that really has any cachet anymore. I don't know.
Paul, dear, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Been dropping the campaign link in the chat for the studio and Omer Glitch's streams. Appreciate that, man.
Right on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, I got to give a special shout out to this lovely lady right here, my favorite troublemaker. She has relentlessly pushed this campaign. Every chance she got, everywhere she got a wrench. She absolutely is. And
she contributes so much to not just mine, but everybody's campaigns. You know, wherever she has a wrench, she really.
That's true.
Yeah. Or channel or whatever, she will promote, you know, everybody. And, yeah.
Yep. No, she likes artwork. You know, she may not be, you know, the biggest comic reader, but she loves artwork. She loves supporting indie artists and being able to help them in any way possible. So, yeah. So, Skull, beautiful. Thank you. All right. So what else we got down here? Be drawn into the book. Yeah, you can get yourself drawn into issue 2 of Mercenary Guild, which means that I've got to stare at your face for hours on end to make sure that it looks correct. So you look like you, but drawn by me. Mm-hmm. And then original art interior page. Now, what this is we'll go through. You'll get to go through the book and pick out like your favorite page. I guess, unless he's got 8 of these already earmarked. So yeah, we'll print out the digital lines, blue line, and then I will ink them traditionally. So yeah, it obviously it won't be what's being printed in the book, but it will be an original piece of artwork of the page in the book. Because I did all this digitally. It's what Brian wanted because it's easier for him to give editorial and we can fix things So it's just that's the way he was used to working. So that's what I did. Took me a while to find an inking brush that felt like a real marker or brush or quill. Because a lot of the inking brushes that I had found over the years just felt so fake, so smooth, like smoothed over, and they really didn't work all that well for my purposes. And then I found one that worked. That's why I was able to get like this texture in the background and stuff like that. You know, the lines, and I felt better about the line weights. So yeah, but that's what that tier is. But I'm gonna suggest that if you really want to go all in, go for the ultimate Mercenary Guild experience. But you know, if you want to just get the couple of covers, you can do that with the trade covers bundle. Get issue 1 of the cover A, and then exclusive trade cover, which I'll scroll back up so you can see that is this. It's Bane wearing his best Mercenary Guild top hat, saying, "I want you for the Mercenary Guild."
And Bane is spelled B-A-I-N, not B-A-N.
Like the bane of your existence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different. I've always had to correct my phone, which would auto-correct it.
Yeah, it's actually Gaelic, and I think it means pale in Gaelic.
Okay.
It's not really used as a first name. It's usually a last name, or it's tied to like Bainbridge or.
Okay, gotcha.
Like that, but
You got a scripter.
And where did Zeth come from?
I just came up with that.
Okay.
Again, in my role playing days, I just came up with an NPC in my writings, and I just went, well, Seth knows it. Oh, that looks cool. It's got an X on it.
Right, and it's a little different.
Yeah, that's something. And
hey,
it's the amount of thought that goes into some of these things. Sometimes it's funny listening to some of the old comic creators talk about like what went into it and just how nonchalant it was, like Spider Sense.
Right.
They put like wavy lines around his head, and Stan Lee said, "Hey, that's cool. We'll make that Spider Sense."
That totally works. Let's go. Yeah. Hey,
that's as much thought as went into Spider Sense.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, he was doing a bunch of different things back then, so he couldn't spend hours and hours, agonizing over it. So he just went ahead and threw it together, and lo and behold, it worked out. But also, let's be clear, he had a lot of help on some of the conceptual heavy lifting by Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby. Those two guys helped create a lot of what made those characters pop, what made those characters work.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Stan may have come up with the concept and, just kind of threw stuff out there. I feel like the artists actually brought the concept to reality and made it cool.
Well,
not,
especially with
goofy.
The original like Marvel workflow of here's the initial idea, artist, you do your thing, and then we'll kind of fill in the story after the fact.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's why the artists ended up being like, they were kind of like the well, I mean, obviously there's storyboarder, but I was going to say plotter, but I mean, I guess that's what Stan did at the beginning. He would lay out a plot, and then Jack would fill in the pictures, like for Fantastic Four, or Steve for Spider-Man. Fill in the pictures, and then, like you said, he would come back in and do the dialogue that would fit. So, I mean, and they made a lot of comics that way.
Yeah,
a lot of comics.
Well, that and you as the artist, you're in a unique position to where if you decide to make an alteration or a change or make a decision on a panel,
right,
that can change the course of how people view everything.
It adds a lot of flexibility to the process.
And now the writer's got to go in and make it fit. So you've kind of dictated a little bit. Really risky, but it puts a lot of power in the hands of just the artist.
Yeah, and I have to say, I mean, working on Mercenary Guild, the way I got the script, like, they have an idea for a set amount of actions to happen over a course of pages, and I had freedom to figure out how those pages would unfold, and there was obviously a little editorial here and there, but by and large, I was able to figure out the image flow, and make it work, make it make sense. I feel like over the course of this book, I got better at storytelling as we went along. I think the book looks good.
Did.
Yeah,
I think we all did. I definitely. I mean, I hacked a lot of things out of my novel, mainly for just this and that. But economically, there were things in there that this can be cut because this can add more pages and add more this and isn't really that important and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I think we all learned something. I learned a ton. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how to write a comic script. I had to learn how to do that. So I had to tear down my novel and turn it into a comic script before I think we even got a hold of Luke. We had to at least get something.
You were in the process of it. You were in the process of turning it into a comic script when Brian approached me about it. When I talked to him at MegaCon 2023, because I got to read the novel version or the novelette version of it, and he told me that you guys were working on it to figure out how to condense it down and whatnot. Anything that does not add to the overall story and make the story move, make the story feel alive, and add to the overall narrative detracts from it. The same is true about artwork. You know, anything overdone, overwrought, something that doesn't need to be there detracts from the story. So it's it's a balancing act, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you're taking a short story and having to convert it to comic book. So now you're going to have to hack out a bunch of stuff going, well, I don't need all these descriptive words because it's a visual medium.
Yeah.
So then you got to kind of unscrew your brain and work a little backwards.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to take those descriptive. Yeah, you got to take those actions, and that's the important part. This is what's actually happening here. All the flowery language, you got to sift through it. But yeah, no, I liked working with the script that we had. It gave me a certain level of freedom to be able to figure out how the story was going to work. The visually anyway. And figuring out the panel layouts and just the storytelling in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I'm really proud of the way these pages turned out. Frank, you did a fantastic job coloring these, dude.
Thanks, man. Had a lot of fun coloring your lines, dude. That's for sure.
Appreciate it.
And I think what helped is that we stayed in touch throughout the process, and
of course,
and so you didn't do like 20 pages, and it's like, oh, you got to go back to add a panel here or add a panel. I mean, we did one where we added a panel, but it wasn't catastrophic or anything.
No,
that's how it should be when you have a new creative team, people that haven't worked together. You got to be able to communicate because you got to know how things need to be represented in each other's art to make everybody look good.
And being able to, like, over the course of time, creative teams, they gel. Like when you first start working together, you don't really, you don't understand how to interact with. You're learning, how to deal with other people's tics, and then you kind of gel together as you go along and keep working. So we got a good creative flow going. By the end of the book.
Especially between a line artist and a colorist, there's almost unspoken language. It's like over time you start to go, he's doing those kind of lines. I know what he means. I don't need to ask him. This is looking this way because of this, and you just start to know these things, and it makes the process a lot easier as you go along.
Absolutely, the communication shorthand, I like to call it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So we got 2 more issues of this coming out. There's 3 issues, and that'll be collected into a trade eventually. So this is your chance to jump in on the first issue. So go ahead and hit that link. It's in the description of the video, but Flying Feline has so graciously dropped the link for the sign up. So you can still get that Nicole, the Elven Sorceress trading card. And then when you're ready, jump over to the Indiegogo campaign and grab yourself a copy of Mercenary Guild issue 1. And
folks, it's $8, man.
We will be launching on Kickstarter and Fund My Comic as well in the coming weeks. There'll be all kinds of cool covers. Again, I'll bring up this is going to be the exclusive cover for Kickstarter, and then they will unveil the Conan homage cover for the exclusive cover to Fund My Comic. So yeah,
and it's Bane and Nicole. Bane's got his sword raised, and Nicole's at it. If you saw the 82 poster, it's the same thing. Only those 2 characters.
Nice.
But I think he did an oil painting of it, or
okay.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was definitely a traditional medium, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So and this is the Nicole, the Elven Sorceress trading card that you can get if you hit that link to go sign up and then back the book. You will be getting this card. There's also going to be trading cards for Malchus, Bane, and Zeth that will be available as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. So, hey, what's up, Moromi? Welcome. Let's see if I can get this to work here. Yeah, there you go. What's up, man? So, book is live. Go back it now.
It's live. It's $8, folks.
Right.
$8.
And this is the main cover. This is the exclusive Indiegogo cover. And like I was showing you just a second ago, the other ones are covers on the other platforms.
You pay as much for coffee, right?
Right. All right. Well, we've been going for a little over an hour here. Is there anything else you want to say about Mercenary Guild before we bounce on out?
No. Just again, influences. If anybody wants to know, as far as a writer, definitely R.A. Salvatore, definitely Robert E. Howard, Lovecraft, definitely Hickman and Weiss. Things like that. Obviously Tolkien, Feist, your fantasy authors,
Right.
I read a lot of fantasy authors, I read a lot of horror as well. So I try to mesh the two a little bit, but
yeah. Awesome. Well, William, Frank, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. And guys, this is my first book where I've done interiors. I've done covers before. I've done cards. I've done bookmarks. This is Interior Pages, pencils and inks by me, colors by W. Frank Walk, and written by our friend William. I want to thank you guys so much for the support you've shown us already. Thank you guys so much for hanging out in the chat. And be on the lookout. There's more to come. But, remember...
Shop smart, shop S-smart.